All right, y'all. So I was scrolling through my Twitter feed and I came across this thread. What happens after you die? And it got 29.5 million views on it. A lot of people bookmarked it, over 100,000 bookmarks. So, we gotta check it out. I didn't look at it. I want to find out with you guys. Let's see what happens after you die. All right, boom. So there was a man named Dr. Michael Newton who wrote a book called Journey of Souls that contains the purported recollections of 7,000 people who, through a method of putting the mind in a theta brainwave state in a process called quantum hypnosis, healing, or past life regression, all recall death being the exact same way. Okay? This is over 30 years of research. All right. Dr. Newton found that no matter what you believed, what your religious and spiritual philosophies are, once under hypnosis, all 7,000 of these people describe the afterlife the same. Okay, so is he literally just like, he's just putting people under a hypnotic spell or whatever? Okay. Speculating that there is a universal shared truth that underline our experience of death that transcends personal belief, background, and faith. So what happens? All right. So that was just, jargon, whatever. First, these people described your soul floating above your body and seeing their lifeless physical self. Bear in mind, this out-of-body experience is often reported in near-death experiences and is considered a common aspect of life after you die. So they're saying you have your soul and you're floating above your body and seeing your lifeless physical body. So that's the first thing. I've kind of heard that, and we see that in like movies and stuff. So right now they're saying movie information is kind of accurate. Dr. Newton notes that this initial stage of death is characterized by a sense of disorientation and confusion because you'll struggle to come to terms with the freedom that comes with death. So you'll have a what the fuck? I'm dead, then this is so cool mode. So are you telling me that I'm gonna die and I'm gonna be hyped? I'm gonna be like, this is cool. I'm not gonna die and be like, oh crap, like I'm never gonna see my family again. Or if you got children, my children again, or my parents again. Like you just gonna be like, oh, this is mad cool. You don't have a care in the world. Is that what these people are saying? But at this point, whatever you believe will pose to be important. Because if you believe death is nothing, what happens to your soul after you die will come as a bit of a shock. So I'm assuming it's implying that death is not actual nothingness. I know you guys have maybe heard people say, what if after death there's literally nothing? Like it's just darkness. Like, and not even darkness you see. It's like when you sleep. When you sleep, you just sleep. You're knocked out, and it's like that. But saying it might be a shock. So let's see. For instance, individuals who strongly believed in a hell or purgatory often experienced a period of darkness or isolation before transitioning to the spirit realm. Okay. So wait, this is literally saying that what I believe, I'm really processing this. This is saying what I believe will dictate what happens after I die. Kind of like your belief is everything. Okay. All right. So if you believe in hell or purgatory, you're going to deal with darkness or isolation before transition to the spirit realm. Scarily, Dr. Newton states that the darkness from being in purgatory due to your beliefs isn't reserved for bad people necessarily. It was a common experience for religious zealots? Tell me if I'm saying that wrong in the comments. Don't flame me, y'all. Don't flame me. Who hold a strong belief in hell. Okay. So if you believe in hell, is clip for you whether or not you good or not. So this phenomenon is believed to be related to a person's belief, fear, and expectations rather than their moral character or their actions as they lived. Example, hell is more of a reflection of their own inner world of shame, guilt, and the way they perceive where bad souls go rather than it being a form of punishment. His theory posits? Pose? What is that word? His theory implies that free will still exists outside the state of consciousness. So at this point, you're still on Earth and floating around, which means you can choose to attend your own funeral or not. So I wonder if people really out here dying and just going to your funeral to see, who's really there. Right now, I was making TV sound pretty accurate. And because you have free will, you can choose to stay on Earth as long as you feel like until you go through the tunnel of light. The tunnel of light is described as a portal into another dimension, and the place all souls go is called the spirit realm, a heavenly-like place which these people described as better in all ways and feels more homely and more real than Earth ever felt. Which is what I want. I mean, like you said, heavenly-like, which is, would be a good thing if you just get an amazing place to go to. Dr. Newton's research suggests that the spirit realm is a realm of peace, love, and unity where souls reconnect with spiritual essence and experience a sense of belonging and connection with souls past. Souls past as in like other dead people. The first thing people do when they get to this realm is party, dance, and celebrate with their soul families, i.e. souls that have died, souls they have known, souls from their own past lifetimes. So if you die and you knew a soul from a previous life, not the life you just finished, will you recognize that soul when you go there? And then what form do you take when you're in the spirit realm? Are you still taking the form of the body that you just left? Or do we look like completely different? Are we still human looking beings? Or do people and animals and just all souls in general, anything that was living, have a soul, and like we all meet in one spot? You know what I'm saying? Like regardless of your species. That's what I'm trying to grasp and understand right here. The book states you have free will even in the spirit realm and not just on Earth, so you can do whatever you want. You can choose to recreate your childhood. You can reconnect with people you've known who have passed on that you finally see again. And you could choose to be intimate with a mate, hence the term soulmate. This is a process whereby you merge souls in the form of a soul hug with someone you consider your soulmate and have access to their lifetimes and how they lived about on Earth upon entering their consciousness. So if a husband and wife both die and they meet up in heaven and they decide to do a soul hug because they're soulmates, you can kind of relive the life that they just left because now you're entering their consciousness. But I have a weird question. What if you do that, like a husband and wife do that, and you find out when you enter their consciousness that one of them was cheating on the other the whole time, and you didn't even know it. You didn't know it in your lifetime. Better yet, what if you do it and y'all both realize y'all was both cheating on each other? What happens then? Does it mess up the whole reunion? Like, are we still soulmates, or we just like let it slide? Like, is everybody cool with everything when we go up? After this, they describe going into this huge library and grab their book of life, reviewing their last life, what they did, the choices they made, the lessons they learned, because every life is written in a book as you live it. And once you die, the book is complete. They recount as having the option to choose to go into the book and transport to any point in their life and see it from above or just see it from their eyes. So you could so I was saying I could relive my life. I could go look at my life in the book and literally relive. This is literally something you would see in a movie. Did we get this from a movie? Is this like study real? Like, what's up? Or do movies get their kind of theories from studies? Eventually, when you're done, you're given the opportunity to choose your next life and be reincarnated. You can choose where you're born, when, who your parents will be, and choose when and how you'll meet your soulmates. Hold on, bro. I have a hard time believing this one. And I'm going to tell you why. Because I have a hard time believing that people, if you could really choose your life, right? That means that whatever life you're living, no matter how good or how bad it is, you chose the life that you're living right now. Did anybody in their right mind go into the spirit realm and choose to be in poverty? Or choose to have parents that are abusive or like terrible? Do you get to choose the way that you die? No, you just choose where you're born, when, who your parents are, and when you'll meet your soulmate. What about the people that struggle to find love their whole life? Do you just choose that I don't want to have a soulmate? Or I guess you just choose to meet them so late it doesn't matter? I'm very confused. Maybe you don't choose to be in poverty. Like, you choose where and when you're born and choose your parents, but like, do you know if your parents are wealthy already? I just don't see why anybody would get to choose a life and choose the worst possible one, unless you just came off of an extremely wealthy life, and I guess you feel like you don't know what poverty feels like, so you decide that you now want to live that life just so you can know what the experience is. But when you actually live it, you're gonna hate every second of it, and you're gonna try to get wealthy. I don't know, man. It sounds crazy to me. They describe this as making all these soul agreements or soul contracts to concede on the life you choose, and it being the life you can put into practice all lessons learned from your past life. But usually we don't remember the lessons from our past life. I don't remember nothing past when I was recently, like when I was born, like for this life. There's also something that's described as looking into your potential future life, where you're given multiple options and see different parents about to have a baby, for instance, and you can project yourself and see what life will most likely be like for whoever will be born. What? This is busting my head right now. So yes, we all chose this life apparently, and granted, the completed future isn't written yet. Refer back to the book, so it's more so an estimation over what that life will be like before you choose it. So it's not written, but it's like an assumption, and that's what they think it'll be like, but you choose it and you find out what it actually will be like. So you're not really sure. In as much as your future is written in the book, not in as much. What do you mean, and as much? Good God. As much as your future is written in the book of life as you live it, you are still in charge of your own destiny and shape whatever direction your life will go. The ink isn't dry yet, so live. Anyway, because of the information they're exposed to, granted it's not a full scale and view of the life they live, they choose that life. And once they choose that life, they come back as a baby on Earth. That's if you chose Earth as the planet to be born on. You could choose anywhere, so I could choose to be an alien. This process happens when the soul merges with the baby, and will only unmerge when the physical body dies, and the soul does this over and over again. So basically what you're telling me is reincarnation is real. We all live our lives on a loop where you live till you I want to say till you get old, but not everybody dies old, but you live to a certain point, you die. You might experience a dark place if you believe in hell, and then finally get to go to the spirit realm. Correct me if I'm wrong. Then in the spirit realm, I get to reconcile and just meet and see everybody that I've missed that's no longer in my life, and I could merge souls with my soulmate where I could see life through their eyes and do whatever I want. And it says free will. So what? Do I just do all this partying until I decide I'm ready to go back? What if I like it so much that I'm like, I'm never going back? What if everybody goes up to this heaven and realize they're never going back because they like this more than life? Is there a cap, a limit of time where you're like, all right, they're like, all right, that's enough. You got to go back down there and redo this whole journey again? I'm so lost. And like I said, if you choose your life, who chooses a terrible life? Or am I supposed to believe everybody chooses what they think and estimate to be the best possible life until you get there and realize that it's crap? And then my soul merges with the baby and I become that person. So I could be black today and white in the next life if I choose that, because I'm tired of like oppression or whatever. And when I'm up there, do I look like my most recent skin? I don't know, man. This kind of left a lot of questions and confusion. But I guess what I could say is it's not a scary post, because I think the most scary post will be, Well, honestly, the most scary post would be you go to hell and they torture you forever and like it. You know, if you ever watch Supernatural, go watch Supernatural when Dean went to hell. It's kind of crazy, but other than that, I think the second scariest part is like nothingness, like thinking that you die and you don't see any of your loved ones and nothingness. This clearly doesn't state that. I guess the best part is everything's gonna be okay when you die, and it's completely your choice what happens after that. I don't know if there's a time limit, but I guess we don't got nothing to be afraid of for real. And it's just peace and choose what's next, your next character. But yeah, guys, let me know what you think. Let me know if you believe this. If any of y'all have even read the book that this comes from, and explain anything to me that might have seemed confusing to me, or tell me what's confusing to you, or what you understand, or what you like or didn't like. Either way, that's it for the video, guys. Please like, comment, subscribe if you enjoyed the video. This is J Athletic Gaming, and I'll catch y'all in the next one.